Hey, all. Trust that you are well this morning. While I was preparing for the show today on Tuesday, the 20th, election day here in my town, I was scrolling and saw a picture of a Methodist church, and I'll post that picture later, that had the gay flag flying on the flagpole in front of the church. And I read a little bit of the article, and the article mentioned that the United Methodist Church has passed in the past few days, had voted for the ability of homosexuals to be pastors in the church, and had reversed their position on same-sex marriage. And I thought, wow. A lot of people can get on social media, and I see a lot of that too, and tell you what churches to avoid and run and all that stuff. And I'm of the mind that a lot of the things that we are seeing, a lot of things that are taking place, no one has to tell you anything. No one has to tell you. Because what I'm sure of is that a lot of this is very difficult. I mean, if you've been in a church or in a denomination for a while, maybe even your whole life, you have got, and there's no way to avoid it, and y'all can come at me if you want to, there's no way to avoid it, because you may have been in the same church, the actual same physical church, around the very same people. You went there as kids, and you went to youth group, and now you went to young adults, and now you have families and the like. Your parents are there. Your grandparents went there. So there is a social connection that you simply cannot ignore, and you can't just push it to the side like it doesn't matter, because you're human. That's why. But when you see these things happen, especially in the denominational churches that have that structure, you have to, I would, now I don't have to, I shouldn't say you, I should say I would have to reassess my involvement. Just like way back in the late 80s, early 90s, after the birth of my son, I had to reassess if I was going to continue any association with the Democrat Party. Because obviously I didn't really believe or, want to have anything to do with what they were up to. They just wasn't my vibe anymore, right? I didn't have the same emotional connection, obviously, to a political party, or you shouldn't. But I can see how you would have that emotional attachment to not just the church, but the people in the church, right? Sister Betsy and her kids and on, and I get that. But sometimes you have to look at the thing and go, I don't know if I want to associate with this. Well, the Church of the Ivory Coast, the Methodist Church of the Ivory Coast, decided that they would look at what the main body had been producing and voting on and supporting, and they decided, no, that's not for us. It's not for us. And in one fell swoop, the United Methodist Church lost 1 million of its members. 1 million. And I'm only telling you that because I want people to understand that it is possible. It is possible to walk away. It most certainly is. It's possible to walk away from a political ideology that doesn't fit you anymore. It's easy to, it is possible. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm sorry. It is possible to walk away. You are not locked into it forever. It's possible to walk away from a faith ideology that you have found doesn't fit you anymore. It is possible just to walk away. I'm not saying that it's easy, but I may be saying that it's necessary. I pray for you because it must be hard, and it isn't just it just isn't the denominational churches. People who are in the newer churches that people call mega churches and all that kind of craziness, who may have a pastor who had some problems, and that's when people get on the internet and just start railing against these people. I understand that a lot of people, it happened to me, build a relationship, and it's tough. It's hard just to walk away. But it may be a situation where it's really the best thing. Pray for you because it's hard. And if you're in the Methodist Church, and when we started there, if you're in the Methodist Church and you look at what the governing body is promoting, and in your heart of hearts that that what they're doing isn't right, I don't have to tell you what to do. You know what to do. Now the hard part is if you're going to be able to do it. That's the hard part. I pray that you do the right thing for you and your family. Because here is the deal. We don't get into heaven because we went to the right church. You know that, right? We don't get into heaven because we went to Mount Olive Baptist Church on 40th Street, and everything there is good. So if you were a member of that church, you get a TSA, pass. You just go right in. That's not how it works. We all have to go in on our own accords. Here's what the situations were. What did you do? Not what your family did, not what your community did, not what your church did, not what your pastor did, what did you do? It is the ultimate in personal responsibility. The ultimate. What did you do? And when it all comes down to it, you already know. You already know that that's the deal. So everybody who has to make those kind of decisions, whether you're in a non-denominational church and you have and leadership has problems, or you're in a denominational church and the church governing board does some stuff that doesn't really fit you anymore, we've all got decisions to make. And all the decisions have to do with where we will spend eternity. Where you will spend eternity. All right, got to get out of here. Make room for somebody else. So until we see you again, go out there and learn